In the early 1970s, the Virgin Islands was changing. Factories, refineries, and new industries were drawing workers from across the Caribbean and from Puerto Rico. Among them were thousands of Puerto Ricans, including many families displaced decades earlier when the U.S. Navy seized large portions of Vieques during World War II. By the mid-1970s, Spanish-speaking communities had become a visible and growing part of St. Croix's population, and our politics began to shift with it. One of the figures emerging from that new landscape was Juan Francisco Luis. Born in Vieques and raised on St. Croix, Luis had already built a political base as a senator representing the island. In 1974, Governor Sarah Lee King selected Luis as his running mate in a move widely seen as strategic, strengthening the ticket on St. Croix and reaching communities that had often been overlooked in territorial politics. Luis campaigned directly in Spanish-speaking neighborhoods, including as state prophet, helping bring new voters into the political process. But history would accelerate his rise. In the fall of 1977, Governor King became seriously ill. Then, on January 2, 1978, King died in office. That same day, Juan Luis was sworn in as governor of the Virgin Islands. What began as succession quickly became political strength. Luis went on to win the governorship in 1978 and again in 1982, becoming the longest-serving governor in Virgin Islands history. During his administration, the territory saw major infrastructure development. The Virgin Islands built modern hospital facilities across the islands, including a new hospital in St. Croix that would later bear his name. School construction expanded as government worked to eliminate the double session system that had emerged after student enrollment surged in the 1970s. Airports were expanded, ports modernized, and public projects reshaped the territory's physical landscape. But by the mid-1980s, the economic foundations beneath the progress were beginning to strain. The Virgin Islands economy depended heavily on industrial employment and government jobs. Population growth continued, but private sector opportunities did not always keep pace. Official unemployment numbers remained low, yet critics argued the figures masked deeper economic problems. As the decade closed, debates about management, public service, and economic direction intensified. Juan Luis' time as governor reflected the Virgin Islands during a period of transition, an era when migration, industrial growth, and rapid development were reshaping the islands and the politics that governed them. And in that transformation, Juan F. Luis became both a product of the moment and one of the leaders who helped define it.